Welcome to this tutorial on the use of DevVolk. DevVolk is a software for the inverse modeling of surface displacement in a volcanic context. The surface displacement can be GNSS satellite data or interferometric satellite data. The inverse models are 3D models with realistic topographies, and they can consist of any number of sources such as eruptive dikes, faults, or magma reservoirs. DevVolk consists of two main items. One is a web interface, and that's the subject of this video, and another one is a pre- and post-processor, and it's also an interface, and that's the subject of the next video. In this video, you will learn how to register, how to launch inversions on our cluster, and how to download your results. So you need to the DevVolk webpage. So it's www.opgc.fr/devvolk. Then you need to register. You can see on the left that one of the items is a project code. You will need to ask for a project code if you want to use our cluster. So in order to use our cluster and to have a project code, you need to be either a collaborator or to be a member of the EuroVolk European project. So if you are in any of these cases, contact me at vary.kayol@uca.fr. Alternatively, if you have your own cluster and you simply want to use our interface and code to run inversions, you can simply log in with the project code Anonymous. Now you need to fill your email, a password, the project code, your institution, your first name, last name, your city, that's for our statistics. You don't need to give your address or phone number unless you want to. And then you need to fill the CAPTCHA. Then, if you agree that we send you emails to give you updates, you have to tick that or untick that. And then you have to agree with the DevVolk terms of use, which are that we are not liable of any misuse of DevVolk. When you write a publication, you need to quote the following papers. And if you use the University Clermont-Auvergne computer resources, you need to acknowledge these resources in the acknowledgement with the following sentence. Then you sign in. Then you need to go and check your emails, and you should click to confirm your registration. Then you can proceed, and from the main page, the home page, you have access to different buttons. This button allows downloading a manual, which is in fact a PowerPoint presentation presenting the different features and the use of DevVolk. And this is the pre- and post-processor as well as the inverse program that you can download to. On this button here, you can launch an inversion. So you have to give the inversion name. And you have to upload the different files that you generated in the pre and post processor. So one is a parameter file with the different parameters for the forward model and the inversions. It's called param.input. Another file is a file with the topography mesh. Then you have a data subsample data file. It's called data.dat. Then you have a covariance matrix file. Then if you are dealing with an eruptive fissure and an eruption, you will have a fracture file, which is the location where the eruptive fissure is intersecting the topography. It's called fract.a.dat. And then you have another fracture file which describes the location of the fracture at depth. Then you have to give the estimate inversion duration, and this was evaluated in the pre and post processor, making a test. So you give the time, and then you can launch the inversion. You will receive an email as soon as the inversion is started and as soon as it is completed. So from this menu, I can go back to the main home page, and from here I can check inversions in progress. Okay, let's try test 2. This inversion probably failed, but here I can check after how many iterations it failed. Well, I can see that there was only one iteration. If I want to continue, I can continue. If I got a message that it was interrupted, otherwise it's useless. If I think it just failed, I can delete the inversion and try to understand what went wrong. And I can download the temporary result to understand what went wrong. I can go back to the home menu. I can download results of completed inversions. For instance, I have test tool like here. So again, I can see how many iterations were conducted. So I can see here that there were more than 250 iterations and that the cost function decreased satisfactorily. If I'm happy with that, I can download the results. It's a tar archive with all the files created during the inversions. And I can delete inversion if I'm happy with the results. Then I can go back to the main page, or at any moment I can consult the frequently asked question list, and if I don't find any answer or any question corresponding to my questions, I can send an email. If I'm happy with the web page, I can simply log out, and that's about it. Thank you.